Ride or drive with Shaxi. Download the Shaxi ride-hailing app and sign up as a driver or rider. Get Shaxi today from the Google Play and Apple App Store today.
Showbiz Daily has returned on your screens because it is a Monday evening. And when it is a Monday, you know how we do it. We assemble the men in the studio and we talk real facts. My name is Sammy Flex. You are welcome to Sammy Flex TV, Showbiz Daily. And it is going on. Oh, I left my watch. Okay, no problem. Let's continue. It is normal. Today, no two watches. Then let me bring this one. If I left that one, then it will be good that I bring my Maserati watch here. Roland Amate is seated next to me from Shagzy, Shatta Movement Empire, Roland Report, as well as showbizchannelj.com. And in Team Dodi Solomon is also called Chemo. Long John, raise your head.
Today we are on you.
Bottossgod.
In Team Dodi Solomon is called Chamo. Chamo is our online manager here at Flex Entertainment Limited. And of course, in Team Dosu Digital Solutions, as well as man like Long John the blogger. Longest John. Of course, he was the reason I forgot my words because I was charging it. He was hating on some people, so I was telling him, Long John, stop hating. I forgot that I was supposed to take my watch from the charger. Sorry about that. But life goes on. We still have to do it. Meanwhile, here Bottossgod, as well as Sam Tuga, they are still putting together the pieces for us to do this. It's going to be a review of some of the weekend's activities, and we run like that. But first, something is happening now, as we talk. There is a breaking news. And that was where I was having my issues with Long John before I forgot my watch. In Ghana, in our system, in our industry, there are some people operating some blogs, aka pages, online. And they are unidentified. Such people, sometimes, because nobody knows them, they are fond of putting out information that are likely to cause some people's career, life, marriages, work, etc. Not to endorse what what's his name? Still, Showboy has done. I am looking at the general thing of these unidentified blogs and pages, and we all know them. There is someone be on Snapchat called is it on Facebook?
That one is Facebook.
That one is Facebook. Snapchat dear boy couldn't be boy. And they actually big bottles.
You have forgotten your man.
Kofiba Bonnie. I'm glad there's no one said that hit this. Yeah, can those girls celebrate most uncle.
I say winning.
Why?
Kofiba Bonnie.
Obia nim still.
Yes, I think deleting the page.
Yes, Obia nim still. But there's some page not Otai Liki amount for pound or Snapchat. I've forgotten the name. When I get it, I'll surely bring it up to you. So out of that, the Showboy and the Big Bottles or whatever thing there, I'm not too sure about the story. But my interest is in people who operate such platforms. Put out information about people, and sometimes you can't even verify the kind of fact that they put out. To me, when I saw Showboy showing the guy's face, as much as their background history or their background story was known, I said, okay, why are you hiding? If you know you are doing it right, why are you hiding? And it is my concern. I hear Showboy has been arrested or has been invited by the police. I'm not too sure what their crime is, but I am interested in those who do some of these blogs, hiding their identities and putting out information. Watch this, and we will be talking. Long John, let me start this with you, because I know you are interested in this matter. Do you have the background information about
what is happening?
The Showboy and the Bottossgod saga?
Yeah, I think it was from the video. What I deduced was it is being alleged by Showboy that Bottossgod has been posting damning, how do you call it, editorials about him and his brand. And according to Showboy, in as much as he does that, he doesn't also promote his works. The same way he trashes his brand. And to him, he feels that's some sort of disrespect, because if I'm one human being doing two different things and you're able to post one, then you should be able to cover the other. If I've not sent you to post the other, why should you just choose one? And you should be fair enough to post the other.
Okay.
So that's what I deduce from the words you hear in there. That was basically the whole summary. Now, if I'm to go by that narration, I don't believe it is wrong, or legally it is wrong for somebody to. Let me first address your question. You were talking about these hidden personalities. Legally, within our jurisdiction or in this country, I don't think it is wrong for a journalist, or it is illegal for a journalist to be hidden.
Yes.
And commit to their work.
Yes. It is not.
It's never wrong. So
but what you put out
yes,
is my concern here.
So I'm building it
okay, good.
One after the other. So at that point, I think anybody at all can decide to be hidden or do a private work. But you see, when it comes to journalism, if I don't know how he does, I'm not really a snap person. I don't know how he does a story. But you see, there are these people that when they run a story, they use the word allege. I don't know if that's how it goes. And not everybody is a journalist. That's one mistake. If you have numbers, doesn't mean you're a journalist.
Okay.
Probably he could be how do we call it, an influencer.
Okay.
But not a journalist. If he has the numbers, doesn't mean he's a journalist. He puts out content, and such people, they don't know the legal framework of a journalist. That's why I don't want us to put them within that capacity, because they've not really studied more on the job. Okay. So they are influencers, and with influencers or these gossip people, all they need is just gossip. They don't really verify. Okay. We have journalists and we have these hot gossip pages. Yeah. Hot gossip are not journalists. They don't care about morality and then the decorum of the job. Okay. They are more into let's put out the news first. Let's put out. They want to be first to announce. That's it. They don't care about the viability of the news. Okay. And if we can't stop like entities like that, but we are supposed to educate the public to understand that when you see anybody put out just any kind of random stories or negative story about people or personalities, those portals are not credible portals, especially this kind of people who don't have their identity out there.
Yeah, but is it Long John? They are not credible portals. That is true.
Yes, but
the information they put out, they can go a long way to harm you, because the person who is consuming the information might not know whether those sources are credible or not. Unfortunately,
the very unfortunate one amongst them all is we can't stop it, but we have to sanitize our audience so they know the good from the bad. So in case it pops up, something like this pops up again, they will understand that, okay, this guy, this is where he belongs. You understand? There are certain people, let me also put it this way, there are certain people on social media who call themselves blogs and stuff. They write stories, and main blogs like Ghana Web do not take their stories. Yeah. Why is this so? Because they don't have the credibility. If they've picked a couple of their stories and they've gotten legal cases, and whenever these credible media houses get legal cases, they realize, this is a red flag, meaning they don't verify their news, so they don't take their stories. Now, when you follow a particular news joint and then their stories are usually not picked by certain top media blogs in Ghana, then it means their credibility is below 30%. So if you are consuming their information, you don't consume it to heart. You leave it just as it is, because no matter what we do, we can't stop them. Okay. If you want to stop them, we have to speak to government. Government have to, one, ensure they take legal action towards these pages. Okay. Because I believe national security have details to every type of, whether hackers or this private, anybody who uses any sort of VPN to run any media outlet, national security can find you. Yeah. And if they've not come for you, that Roland has a word he used to use, you are not a person of interest. That's why.
Yeah.
Until your matter really comes in and they need you. You saw it with Bongo Ideas.
Yeah.
No matter how hidden you think you are, if they want to fetch you out, they'll fetch you out. So with the taking them out of the picture, I believe it's the job of the government. But with the audience, what we can do in our best is to advise them. Because between the two, these fake blogs, one thing we can't stop is this fake news. And most of them are running with, I want to be the first to post. So they see a story, maybe a Facebook person writes, I stayed beside Ifya Schwarzenegger. I just saw her do this, that. They don't verify if it is true. So long as she has written, she stays beside Ifya Schwarzenegger. Whatever he has written, they copy it, bang, put it there. Then somebody follows it. Hey, Ifya Schwarzenegger, like, I don't know if you are getting it. That is how those blogs rotate. And if you are an audience and you want to have a clear conscience to actually judge issues, I would advise these channels or platforms. If you want to watch them for fun, fine. But don't consume their information hook, line, sinker, especially if you know it will worry you. 2, legality. If they speak against your brand and you don't find it very well with you, I don't believe the best thing we should resort to is to take them on the street way.
Okay.
You understand? Because if we should say we are going to take a lot into our own hands, Ghana will be a mess to stay in.
Yeah.
So I believe there are legal means and procedures we can follow to get them to book.
Okay.
You understand? And any other way aside that is one I wouldn't like to vouch for.
Oh, of course.
You understand? So
of course.
whatever they have done to your brand as a person or as an institution, I believe the best way to deal with them is reporting them to the right authorities and ensuring the authorities go down to define the base of them.
Okay.
That's basically it.
I agree. Chabo, take over from there. Let me get what you also have to say about this.
Sometimes I'm conflicted when it comes to trying to regulate or any means of putting restriction on how we operate. Because the intentions are good. Like we want to make sure that people will not abuse the system. But when they do that, those people in charge will now be they will now be God or gods. The point is that they will decide who is doing the right thing or not. And they can go against people that they don't like, just that they don't like, even if they are not doing the wrong thing.
Okay.
And then they can also favor people who are doing the wrong thing but they like them. So I hate that regulation thing. If we decide to say, okay, now if you want to run a blog or if you want to be a blogger, you have to register, we need your ID card, your location and all those things. You are just putting the fate of those people in the hand of whoever will be in charge.
Okay.
They will be God. So I don't like it. I don't like that. But at the same time, there should be a way that we brought them into book if they go wrong. Yeah. So in that sense, I will agree with Long John that the law should deal with them. If they go wrong, report them. Let's find them wherever they are. Then they will answer to the laws. Okay. Whatever wrong that they have done, then they will pay for it. But until then, if we have to register them or you have to identify them or something before they can work, I'm against it. Because whoever will be in authority will not be the God, whether the person will do the right thing or not. We can assume that, they will handle it well, they will not. It has always been like that. The intention of setting up an institution is to do good. Food and Drugs Board, even that one. There are people there who are taking bribe to pass any drug that you take there. Meanwhile, the intention is to prevent people from coming out with drugs that may kill us. Even that, people are doing that now. Blog keke. I'll be anonymous. Or no other pen and go for this angle for fire or more. I know them. A bar many So we don't need to give people that opportunity to be God in this sense. Yeah, so for me, people should do whatever they think is right. But if you go against the law, then we can find you.
But Chemo, as someone who is operating something like a news platform or a news channel, don't you think they are to be traceable for the benefit of society? They are to be traceable. For instance, we operate Sammy Flex TV. Someone knows that, oh, if there is anything about Sammy Flex TV that I want to know, at least I can get a certain Sammy Flex. Even in the absence of Sammy Flex, there is a certain Roland or Chemo whose faces are always on the channel. When I get through them, I may get Sammy Flex.
Yes.
Such principles, are we not supposed to also uphold it in our industry?
But in our case, nobody is forcing us to do it like that. We can also decide to go anonymous. And we should give that option. That's the point I'm making. From today, we can decide that, okay, we want to go anonymous. So we will create a platform that nobody knows that it is linked to Sammy Flex. And then we will operate like that. So I want people to have that freedom. If they want to go anonymous, we should allow them. If they want to be known, if they want their faces out, we should allow them. But the thing is, even if you go anonymous, there should be a way for us to bring you in if you are breaking the law. And that way is there. We can't give an excuse that people will not know if somebody posts today and the person is in Ghana, they know. We can know, even if they don't know. If you want to know, you will know. So we can't give them excuses that if they go anonymous, we can't trace them and all that. You can trace them if you want to.
Okay.
So if they go against the law, then we, no matter where they are, we can fish them out.
And deal with them.
Yes, because it is really difficult to hide if you want to go with the VPN, other thing. What it takes for you to hide is really, really expensive. And for those who are going anonymous, money be biasa. Because the go and the bongo ideas come.
No, see, that one is not true. Because let me say this. There are certain...
No, I beg you. I'll come back to you.
He thinks they don't have enough. But there are certain Instagram channels that are run by rich girls in US who, because they've traveled outside and they know a lot of
rich Ghanaian girls.
Yes, and because maybe when they were in Ghana, they were closer to some celebrities. They knew a lot of their secrets. So they open fake channels to come and bring them out.
It's because they are not here. That's the point I'm making.
So like, it's not like they don't have anything.
No.
Some of them are very good. Well-to-do.
No, then you didn't get me. What I'm trying to say that you can't hide your internet activities if you are in Ghana and you say that you are going to hide your internet activities such that even if the authorities are looking for you, they can't find you in Ghana. No. That's what I'm saying. That it is difficult to get that protection or anonymous if you are in if you are in Ghana. If you are in Ghana, and there are tricks, there are other websites, softwares, other stuff that you can do to hide that you are even in Ghana. You can make it look like you are operating from Germany and whatever. It is there. But to get it so hard that it will be difficult for the authorities to penetrate it, you have to pay a lot. You have to do a lot to get that thing done. And that's what I'm saying, that no, for those who are here and want to be anonymous, I don't think that they have what it takes to go that extent. They would rather go and live outside and do their thing. So the people who are anonymous and doing all those things, most of them I think are outside. For those that we don't know, they are outside. They are not in Ghana here. And I don't want the authorities to get reason for them to now police us. That, okay, now if you want to operate, come and register. Give us your location, your address, your whatever. Because we want to protect the citizens. They are protecting themselves. Because if they do that, you can't say anything bad against them or something that they don't like. Almost a baby dream near your doom. They said the already radio. Like the radio station, what they do to the radio stations. Say, the government in power, NCA, almost radio, Yapong. Because somebody is controlling it. Radio station. And you are not saying things that they like. And you know, if we bring it here, the same thing will happen. So for them, let them operate if they want to be anonymous. But if they go against the law, we can find them. We can find them if they go against the law and they are operating in Ghana here. We can find them, and it should be like that. Me, I agree that if you are doing it wrong, we have to chase you and then deal with you.
We need to fish you out.
Yes.
I'm sure that is what Chemo is trying to tell us. Let me go on to Roland Amate and get his opinion on secret pages or unidentified pages. The story of Showboy and a certain Bottossgod.
The name is nice.
Bottossgod.
Of course.
A tunyami. Abuziki.
That's how I mean. Anonymity doesn't still take you out of the jurisdiction of the law.
Okay.
Being anonymous doesn't mean that you are above the law. Or you can operate outside the law. Say, Anna's cried in a kokota, who be you? Who is Bottossgod? If Anna's cried in a kokota, man, lose case. Who is Bottossgod? Oh, dear way and Chinia. You see, when it comes to some of these things, and especially how things are going in recent times, especially with the social media age, it will be very difficult, sir, for you to say you want to strictly regulate some of these things, especially if the people are operating within the confinement of the law. On what basis are you going to use to have them restricted? If it is about controlling, nobody is being out of control. The thing is that the people that are going out of control, you've been given power to apprehend them. So who are you going to control?
You have the machinery.
Of course. That is why you
take
are
action.
That is why you are giving taxpayers money. That is why you are giving high tech that the ordinary person do not have. So that is the basis. That is what you need to control what you want to control. You understand?
Yeah.
That is why the cyber security agencies are there. These are some of the reasons why they are there. These are the reasons why they were created. It is part of it. It is not only Sakawa boys.
Are they functioning?
They are catching only Sakawa boys.
Their function is to catch Sakawa boys.
And then as Shatta Wale who are not you understand? They are only catching Sakawa boys. Yeah, you get me. First of hash papi no muchum. But your duty is not only to catch first of hash papi. You see, your duty is to also sanitize some of these things. The fact that somebody is anonymous and you cannot apprehend the person because the person is anonymous doesn't mean that the person is immune to crime. If the person is doing anything and it is outside the jurisdiction of the law, you have every right to go for the person. But then, me can say Chrome had you go sue 20 years back. You go sue 20 years back.
120.
20.
100 the dust to the
Because I still see a car on our main road.
Oh, yeah.
Cars with A number.
In certain areas, in certain areas, especially in tech. Especially in tech. You want me to be specific? You can disagree for all you like. If you have your top producer say you better YouTube, man. Continue. We have back 20 years. Because you see, if people are doing certain things that are infringing on the rights of others' self, it is very... See, what would have been an easy case somewhere else is the most complex case in this jurisdiction.
That's true.
It's the most complex because the basic understanding of the two self we don't have.
Problem D.
So how can we even use it to solve human problem? It's just like me seeing this bottle of water. I don't even understand what it is used for. So how would I know that if I am thirsty or I want to cook and I need water, I should be able to use it? That has been our problem. We know these boys are anonymous. We know what they are doing. But the usage of the internet do we even understand the rudiments? Even me that I am being cyberbullied, self, do not know the extent at which I would say, okay, at this point, I can report Long John and get him arrested.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Mommy, you see,
You that you know self.
Me that
you know.
you see, no. I mean, even the ordinary, the average person, you know, there's an extent to which you can call certain things a bully.
Yeah.
Yes, there's an extent.
You see,
But you see, that understanding is not even there.
no.
Remember, it is a obi can say we can mistake it for another thing. That is why Chemo is more particular about say better institutions, they are man for because at the end of the day, they would decide disinformation and misinformation.
The truth is, from right now, everybody, at least in Accra, over 70 to 80% people know and understand the law to an extent. When it comes to
It's debatable.
hold on. When it comes to bully, they know their rights.
It's debatable.
Hold on, I'm coming. The problem is, people are scared of the time they are going to waste and our judicial process.
And then,
That is the you can't even bully a 5-year-old in this current era in Accra. I'm telling you, they will face you squarely. A girl child who doesn't even understand English will tell you to your face. But the problem is taking that case to that legal body to report. What next? If you're a child and you go and report your parents, you end up going home with you end up going home with your parents and wrap up. And then,
But
so
you see, that's what I'm saying. What Long John said is also part of the problem. Like the operations of the whole system and how it responds to certain things. So even if somebody is anonymous and is acting out of the confinement of the law self, somebody is thinking about how, even if you go to the police station to go and report this person, somebody's going to spend the whole
they'll tell you that no, they even at a point the police will tell you that so long as there's no physical this on you to show that they found you, allow it to go.
And quite different.
And okay, different. That's why I'm saying that. You see, it comes back to what I was saying that. You see the understanding of the usage of the internet.
Yeah.
If you understand it very well, there are certain conversations that when somebody brings, you know, okay, this constitutes bullying.
Yeah.
This is not.
Yeah.
But then, how to use the only internet in play and the WhatsApp make it out.
When they say your kids, what's
the WhatsApp make it out.
And the physical assault.
And the crown. What texting about Kumino, Ubenya voice note 5. So how do you come and tell this person?
Yeah, that's true.
A certain watching to see the Sheton Kwan. Who the picture that is bullying you on X.
Our computer literacy is low.
How do you expect this person to come and to understand where you are coming from? Say a certain shoe baku, no less, is saying something about your brand that is derogatory.
Yeah.
Before you even get that person apprehended, you first of all need to go through that hustle of educating this person, the one you are reporting to,
for them to understand.
For them to understand the nature of your case before you come.
I got that.
So me, the people that are anonymous, to me, it is not a problem. Provided they are acting within the confinement of the law. To Showboy and Bottossgod, me, I know he's coming from a place where, yes, the guy too has dropped his eye. Bottossgod is those called celeb of your friend is saying Snapchat too.
Yeah.
He posts here.
As a my report, as or share the view.
Yeah.
You see that thing so? It's who say my report and or share the view. That is it.
Okay. Well, I still have the opinion that if you are doing anything and you don't want people to know you are behind it, then sometimes your motives might not always be right. Because when you go to these online platforms, they even have contact us. they have about us.
People, they don't even have location.
Aha, that's what I'm saying. They have contact us. They have about us.
Mission and vision.
Because they know one day you will need them. You need to get in touch with them.
The ones that are acting within the confinement of the law, like headless and them people, have their contacts.
Yeah, they have the way of
exactly
reaching
what I'm talking about. But the rest, you don't even know how to find them.
That be Shuba Kulesi.
Now,
Yeah.
yes, I don't condone what Showboy did, but if really the guy has been putting out bad stuff about him,
if Showboy can find him.
can find him.
No, right now
How
the
can-
case is against Tomboy. Hey, Showboy.
Showboy. No, if he can locate him wherever that guy is, you think Ghana police, national security can find that guy? If you report him.
That is if you go right and the person is a person of interest.
Yes, exactly. So it's not about being anonymous. It's about the laws and the people within it working.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why
and
I'm
see-
against coming up with new
And the truth-
law
the
or
truth is-
whatever. Because they can locate whoever.
simply that one.
Just that you are not the person
That's
of
why you are
interest.
getting
And over here in Ghana,
Eh.
they underlook and overlook certain issues. There are certain issues they feel. I say we dey enye ohwe. Papa, we dey fa man am we enye hwe. Unko siaga. Me feel no dey watch on Facebook unko.
So it's about the law working, not really about
Instead of
being
him trying to
anonymous.
help you find a person, or obu abem crash or they forgetting akoda. So yeah, that's what causes.
Well, let me go on back to Chemo. I'm going back to Chemo and ask that he has been monitoring the fact that Shatta Wale has started the King's Palace podcast.
Yep.
And for the past 2 days or 3 days, there has been some conversations around it. Here in the studio, I know we've mentioned when Shatta goes on live and some of the benefits that come with it, even for the industry as a whole. And now that he started his own podcast called the King's Palace Podcast. I was talking to him this evening before studio session, and he told me something about the podcast. I said, yeah, welcome to the game. So what do you make of it? From all angles, the good, the bad, and if there is anything else that we have to see from it.
Do you love arts? Look no further. Tetekwarshi Art Market is your ultimate destination for the finest handicrafts made in Ghana. From unique designs to authentic Ghanaian artistry, we bring you the best of local craftsmanship. Find us at Tetekwarshi Interchange, along George Bush Highway, adjacent to Evergreen Palms and the Talo office. Need more details? Call us today at 0244631771 or 0553209514. Come, explore, and take home a piece of Ghana's creative heritage. Tetekwarshi Art Market. Experience art. Celebrate culture.
Yeah, I'm trying to find out the numbers so far.
Okay.
The subscribers. Can you get it for me? Yeah, you look. Just I want to see like the time that I started monitoring was about 1.4.
So now it
subscribers,
has gone to
1.4K
over 4
subscribers
crowd,
or something
if
like
not 3.
that. Yeah, so I think so far so good, and the idea too is good. I mean, something that he wants people to pay money to submit flex before they can get some way somehow. He's giving some out for free. Yes, he said it in his first video, the comeback on TikTok Live. That if they want to see him, for him to talk to people about how he made it, the challenges in the industry and all those things.
4.75.
They can come.
4.7, I thought that's
Okay,
much.
so 4.7K, 75K right now. Okay, that's good.
Very
That's
impressive.
good. Yes,
Less than a
very-
week, I guess.
Yes, very impressive. So he said it in one of his podcasts. I mean, the first one on TikTok that they can come to Sammy Flex and say that, oh, I want to talk to Shatta about the whole thing, like how he made it, the challenges and all those things. And they will pay something small, at least the consultation fee.
Of course.
And
Of
again,
course.
because he he thinks about the people out there and he wants them to succeed. He is giving them some of the information for free, and that's on his podcast. So if you watch his podcast, if you listen to what he's been doing recently, then you can get some of the information that you may have to pay Sammy Flex before you can see him.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
It's a way of giving back to the society. I think it's a good idea. He's sharing his opinion, and again, the experience that he has when it comes to entertainment,
Yes,
music
acquired,
business. Yes, so it's positive, and it is working.
Yeah.
The reason is now within a very short time, people are subscribing to the channel.
Yes.
And again, they
People are even quoting some of his statements
and
to be posting online and all.
Oh, and again, people are even writing about it.
Yeah.
So it means people are following, and he's also influencing people the way that he's talking about it, and the way that people are consuming and even using it for other things. It means it's working.
Okay.
So for me, I think it's positive. He should continue, but it's not easy. Like you are saying, there are other things that will come his way that sometimes
he will need to overcome them.
Yes, of course. Even YouTube for bet me atum kakra. This maybe of a catch chemo na then me could be and all those things.
Okay.
So for me, I think this is a good idea. He's after even saying that you have to pay for me to talk to you about some of this thing, he's giving it out for free.
Yeah.
So if nothing at all, people should be praising him for doing this. And I know that some people will get very good information from whatever that is going on, for them to also do whatever that they are doing, that they will be successful in it. So for me, this is positive, and we should praise him for coming up with this thing.
All right, let me move on to Long John the blogger and ask him his point of view as well. Shatta Wale starting the King's Palace podcast and what we think about it. You know, the one that he mentioned, Frankie's name for helping the music industry, and that many people are owing him. The next day, no, Frankie calls me and says, "Hey, Sammy, when I'm about me trying to say, but I didn't need make my most special names and my I say it's not about people owing you. It's just some specific people that you least even expect. All those people are part of it. I said, well, let's see. One day it might be necessary. You have the names for the mention. Yes, Long John, so take over.
Wale's name is in
So no, I didn't shame that.
So
easy.
Yeah.
Whoever, first of all, I would like to doff my hat to Shatta for that initiative. I know he didn't do it alone. He did it with his team, which is his able managers like Sulash and Juwade. You know, for him to come up with something like this is very sensible and very reasonable in times like this. Looking at the way for long traditional media has been, they have been maligning certain narratives in a way that favor their selves and their entities. I believe it's about time our creative speak for themselves or say their story, tell their journey. Because gone were the days somebody like Okrikumanté can come and sit down and talk about an artist's journey without the artist himself even like having an idea.
Being present.
Yes. Okay. You understand? And now that the artists themselves are now have, by God's grace, Wale is now teaching people, or these top artists that I know. Probably some of them are branded themselves so well, but they should tell you that there's more to this creativity than just music. Yeah. Thanks to our current ecosystem, there are new things that have been brought into the system. So these things are there to help curb some of these narrations traditional media have been putting out about artists, the way they go about their life, the way they do certain things. That's why we saw King Paluta go on a media tour, tell his story of how he had to go through, how do you call it, false information by the promoters of an event in, I think, Kumasi.
That thing happened in Kumasi.
Or one of the
one that
I think it was Western region.
Western region,
yeah. So you see, if he had his own podcast, like that number should favor him. And it will give him, like, how do you call it? Favorable, cash kakrebi flow, but or the actual traditional media, cash kakrebi flow. But you see, this kind of information, they are very important because it gives you practical example of like a typical upcoming artist to lead on or to follow. Because for instance, someone like Shatta Wale doing this, he's going to give you a chronological order of his talent from the analog era down to the time he became digital, the dancehall king era. So if you are able to follow something like this King's Palace, I don't think as an upcoming artist you should suffer. Yeah, I believe it is a podcast that is here to direct the path of hungry artists who feel there's no way out for them in this industry except they have certain godfathers, because when you pay attention to some of the details of what Shatta Wale said, you see, you at the point he even told Kojo Black and then Kelvin Boy, they should never allow anybody intimidate them. Yeah. They should stop allowing people to be boss. They should feel big and important. Yeah. That alone should tell you what the podcast is about. He is there to empower his liked underground artists who he believes are coming from where he came from, and he's trying to use his path to serve as a memory lane for them. Because they didn't see it, his narration will carve that picture in their mind, so they know that wherever they think they are coming from, probably theirs might be better. This era we have better internet system than, by his era we had MP3. Yeah. But he had to carve throughout to this time. So if he's able to tell you a story through that, empower you as an artist, and you still want to give up, then it is you who is not serious about the job. Yes, and I believe this is one thing all our OGs. I think one person who has also done the same thing is what's the name? Lens Entertainment, Richie.
Oh, Richie, yeah.
He also has
also doing something.
A podcast where he discusses the music and the music business.
I don't know if he's still doing it, but I used to see some shots on
TikTok. And you see, this is what
Posigi
has also started this. You see, these are the things. But when we talk about our top artists, it's only this is what makes him special. You not everyone is able to think to that extent. You know, telling your story in a way only you understand. It's different when someone opens a podcast, calls you to ask you certain questions. But when you are telling your whole story without anybody questioning you, the feeling is different. I think you were saying something about him talking about something to you, and you told him something that the way he said it, he will not be able to say it like that if he's to record it again. That is how it is. So if you are saying your own story, the feeling is different from somebody questioning you, because you have to follow through the questions he's asking. But when you are saying it the way you know it and the way you felt when you went to his house, you know, he was talking about how he was hungry for something. Imagine him telling that story. Yeah. You think Shatta Wale is now okay, but
it's one of the things that I'm looking out for when he starts to talk about his real life stories.
You see, when he was hungry for days, he said nothing was going into his stomach. You ask yourself, as an artist, if nothing is going to your stomach, what's your next sort of meal? What are you going to do next? But then again, the same podcast will tell you, keep on keeping on. If you drop first song, you are not making money. Drop second song, you are not making money. Keep dropping till it makes sense. This is what I believe the podcast is about, and it's one all upcoming artists should sleep there.
Must pay attention to it.
If you can't afford the bills of Sammy Flex for that one-on-one, 1v1, A+ type of advice that can win you parliamentary seats,
I know, right?
then please sleep on that podcast. The little you can learn from there, add it to your life and come and give testimony.
Well, Roland has been reviewing it already on his Roland Report channel. So what do you also say? The King's Palace podcast.
Until the lion learns how to tell its tale, the tales of the hunt will always glorify the hunter. And it is what it is.
Okay.
The hunter will not come from the bush and come and tell you how the lion chased him out of the bush. There be. He will come and tell you how he was able to dodge the dangers of the hunter, the skills he used. Yes, but he will not tell you how coward he was when he was being
he won't do that.
Exactly. So, for me, I always say that in recent times, gone were the days when history was written in certain like set in certain places.
Yeah.
Whether newspaper, whether on tablets, whether on
Written on
at
walls.
certain places. You can only find history only at certain places. But now, day in, day out, the kind of things we say, the kind of things we write on the internet, these are all historical blueprints of us. And it will be remembered as long as the internet exists. And since none of us knows when the internet is going to go off, apart from Nancy, Mami Watakori Kebo, no and
I say, "Guys, will be
so."
But I know can cut internet
exactly.
for everybody.
And then American.
Yeah.
So even that one self
yeah.
did not affect about a quarter. You understand? So we should know that day in, day out, our history is being written. If we can have a discussion here, even by word of mouth, and the next minute we take our social media, open our apps, those things become suggestions onto our feed, then it should tell you that, yes, we are writing history. And the earlier we start telling our story,
the ones that best fit us.
Else, somebody will some Atabi will just come from America and come and write how Sammy Flex lived in Soto. And I tell you, Obepa Matadian ebe feto pepe. But it may not be the story.
Yeah.
I've also said that if you are looking for a practical, live, feely colored motivational message, is the ones that you've been reading on the internet. They will tell you time waits for no man. So hurry up. They now will tell you, have patience, your time will come. So which one are we following? The practical one is the life of Shatta Wale. And you be an opportunity to go and sit in front of Shatta Wale for Shatta Wale to tell you that Mimi yeni say na mi fail. Mimi yeni say na mi fail. Even if you kasa a man for two line, no be a major word. Say na so for ne ma prophecy. O two line no abejo de na okonim poa. Still, enyo be an ebenye bi.
Ebi de become.
Exactly. But there is a medium. If not for anything at all, say oka say wo hwehwe nko dia obehu eno bra for kan yentimi mintimi nya hwe ba minima de ba ko a ye nyina e kata ye ni a obia betumi ahe
Ademan.
Etu. Further research has proven it.
Yeah. But no, Orafo who back. Okay, yeah, you see, there is a medium. So obia ka so hwehwe obehu. Now, thanks to the internet and thanks to the King's Palace podcast, Shatta Wale would not need to hop from one radio station to the other, one TV station to the other.
I mentioned that.
One podcast platform to the other to say, okay, and sometimes it even gets boring because we show so how did they start? How did it go for you? What is the way forward? What is the
same questions.
Same set of questions. Sometimes it gets boring and it becomes recycling. And no say 5 questions. We start if you A, B, C, never start if you D.
In the next 5 years, where will you see you?
You understand? Sometimes it gets
where do you see
yourself? You see, sometimes it gets boring.
Oh God.
But if the person wants to tell a story, I mean, when I saw Portuguese owner, Charlie.
That angle was dope, rough. That's from a producer's point.
And look, you see, it is from a producer's point.
Yeah.
Richie is telling his from a music
executive
point.
Yeah.
And this is a top artist who is also telling his side from a musician's point.
Okabuma.
You see, ebedu baby no one. If we encourage people, and you'll be an bit my podcast, but we should, Posse G's own is totally different from Richie's own.
Right.
Yeah.
Richie's own is totally different from Shatta Wale's own.
Yeah.
But we should encourage people to find mediums to tell their stories.
Right.
Do you know what it does? Ebe kakra no ho. Pundits din bone na yaji wo krom ha say no. Ebe kofom.
Yeah.
Enkofo.
O say
Sisi akwa mu man cha fe ne be mo. Sisi akwa man cha de mo.
you see, ebe kofom because say din bona and some of them are not qualified. Now what is their qualification? Now the practitioners, the people who are qualified are telling their story.
Okay, let's close on this note. When Vybz Kartel appeared on Drink Champs, that interview, in fact, one of the best interviews in recent times of Vybz Kartel, you can listen to it without feeling bored. Like, it is dope. No two ways about that. Something came up, and I want us to pay attention to it and see if it is a conversation we can also have in Ghana. He said that, and this is Vybz Kartel talking. He said the government told us we had to stop messing about or they will shut everything down. Vybz Kartel shares the story of Vybz Kartel versus Mavado beef when dancehall took over the streets. And he says the late 2000s saw one of the most intense dancehall rivalries ever. Vybz Kartel versus Mavado. And it continues that what started as lyrical shots on diss tracks turned into a full-blown movement, dividing fans across Jamaica and beyond. It got so serious that even the Jamaican government had to step in. Here, we are talking about the beef industry. And of course, if you have been around following music, you cannot tell if you didn't know about Vybz Kartel and Mavado, Gaza and Gully Side. You didn't know? Then why late?
Yeah, little picking.
It said the government even had to step in. Watch this video from Vybz Kartel and let's continue.
Gaza versus Gully. You know, it got so serious where the government had to intervene.
Yeah, the government stepped in. They weren't giving us permits to do concerts.
Yes.
They shut that down. They were like, bro. But funny enough, when Mavado and I were at the King's house, which is where the government is, so we were there and they were like, yo, you need to shut this down. Let the kids know, because the kids took it very serious.
Yes.
Like Biggie Small, Tupac, East versus West.
Yeah. Right.
2.0 in Jamaica. I'm not even joking. I'm talking about
I remember.
serious. You know that.
Yeah.
He knows that.
Yeah.
And the government was like, bro, we will shut you guys down. Stop about. But them times when they took a break in the meeting and me and my father was in the government building, and we were like, yo, look where music brought us. And that's when we had a moment. And it was like, yo, we need to fix this. And we did. For a few months.
Yeah, because you had another intervention.
Yes.
So what happened?
The war started again.
Yeah.
Why?
They were
because we're black people and we have ego. And we come from nothing and now we're rich. So you know black man and his ego.
Of course.
We have something to prove. But yeah, man, and we did the fighting again, round 2. The government came in, they did us, they shut down everything. And then Dudus, Tivoli.
Yeah, Tivoli.
Yeah, he was like, yo, let me speak to you guys. And we did the meeting. And we was like, yo, for real, man, we need to chill.
When Dudus come on? Soon, right?
Yeah, he got arrested in 2010.
Oh, so he should be coming
Yeah,
home.
it was a big thing in Jamaica. A lot of people died.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I
a lot
know
of
about
people,
that,
the
but I'm saying he
soldiers
should
came
be
in.
coming home soon, right?
Yes, he should be. I don't know when, but yeah.
I thought he had a 10
That's crazy, man. Dancehall is, the people in Jamaica, they love dancehall. They take music seriously,
Yeah.
which is good, because that's why if you're a star in Jamaica,
Right.
you're a star forever. You have no expiration date. That's how much we love
You're
music.
revered.
Right.
Yes, you're revered.
And I go as far as
Literally,
to
like,
say this.
worship, like next to Jesus. You know what I mean?
What was it like?
If you're a star in Jamaica, you're a star all over the world.
That's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
because I just being honest.
That's
as
true.
your cousin,
Yeah.
I see the influence that Jamaica has around the world.
Yeah.
around the world.
Not just as entertainers. Remember, Marcus Garvey
Marcus
did
Garvey,
it.
that's right.
Exactly.
He toured the entire Latin America. That's why we big in Panama. We big in Latin America, Costa Rica, Venezuela.
Minister Farrakhan is from Jamaica.
Farrakhan,
he's Jamaican. He's not from Jamaica, but
he has his Jamaican heritage.
Right.
Because remember, like I said, funny enough, Marcus Garvey, you know who was his right-hand man? Elijah Muhammad. He used to run the Detroit office of the UNIA for Marcus Garvey.
Oh, really?
No joke, I kid you not, bro.
That's crazy.
And I'm telling you, Jamaicans have always had that influence in America with our cousins, the African American. We've always had that influence. You know what I mean? So, and like I said, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was Marcus Garvey's point man in Detroit.
And for people that don't know, that's the founder of the Nation of Islam.
Exactly, he's the founder of the Nation of
People
Islam.
don't know.
And Malcolm X's father was Marcus Garvey's right-hand man.
Wow.
You know they tied him to a train track and let the train run over him, right? Yeah, it's crazy, man.
I remember.
Yeah. How can you remember? You weren't there.
No, I'm talking about reading it.
Yeah, me too.
Reading it.
Literally.
Because wasn't that in Malcolm X autobiography? Yeah.
That's where I read it.
Alex Haley.
To be honest,
But look,
That's where I read it. That's where I read it.
Look at the book. Look, you can tell that there's influence by the cover of the book.
Yeah, I did this literally by look, Malcolm X, The Pose, which is the album. Bob Marley did this Pose as well. So I'm sure he was because Bob Marley sang a lot of Marcus Garvey philosophies. He put it to music. And he put Haile Selassie. The speech that he made at the
Until this philosophy
United Nations. Sometimes it wasn't called the United Nations. It was called, I don't remember.
United.
I like that. So Bob Marley, that's why Bob Marley is so powerful. Because you know he's mixed. His dad is white.
I'm white.
His mom is black.
Yeah.
So he had to navigate through that racial tension back in the day when in the 70s in Jamaica, 60s, if you were light-skinned, you were kind of frowned upon.
Right.
Yeah, so, man, we love Bob, though. Like, our generation, respect Bob. He represented for Marcus Garvey. He represented for Selassie, Haile Selassie. Yeah, even when I was in LA, like the Ethiopians, they came to the hotel, Kartel, we love you, blah, blah. Yeah.
Well, so that was it. We are closing, and I'm picking just about some 2 minutes or 3 minutes from each of you. Then we can run away. In Ghana, would we ever get there? Have we passed there? Looking at how we also do our things, can the government get in some of these conversations when the need be? Because he said in Jamaica, they were warned, hey, stop the BS you guys are doing. Else, music would even be shut down in this country. Nobody will try anything on any stage. You can go to the studio record, but on the stage, you won't get it. Or you might not even get to release a song crampo here. Can it be done here in Ghana? Have we passed that stage? Or government can still intervene in some conversations? Chemo, we are closing.
Oh, sure, it can happen. But before I do that, let me say a big shout out to Osara.
Oh,
Fidelis.
Our organ.
Yeah, I spoke to him yesterday.
Okay.
But we spoke for close to 2 hours.
I'll not be surprised. I'll not be surprised at
we were
all.
talking about everything.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I know.
Sir? It was an interesting one.
Yeah.
And then he came through for me as he promised.
I
big shout out to yes.
I landed.
So big shout out to him.
Run over and
So big shout out to Fidelis.
Okay.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
He's gone back to America, I guess.
Yeah, he's in America now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Shout outs to big man.
Yeah. So yeah, for the issue, yes, I think the government can come in.
Okay.
And for a good reason anyway. Like Vybz Kartel said, when it gets to a point that we know that if we don't control it, it can escalate to something else. Yeah, why not? Because if you are disturbing the public peace, it's against the law.
Yeah.
If what you guys are doing are inciting violence, it's against the law. So I think in that sense, the government can come in.
Okay.
But it should be reasonable. You see, sometimes the law is so vague that the person in charge will decide whether it is reasonable or not.
Or not.
Yeah. Not long ago, I found out about videoing somebody in public.
Yeah. I remember when you were doing that.
Yes,
research.
and I was shocked the way that the law is for Ghana law is ridiculous. I think they should do something about it.
This is ridiculous.
Because the power will be in the hands of the judge. Because according to the law, yes, you can video anybody in public because it's a public space. But it should be reasonable that you are not invading the person's privacy.
So who shows them? Who shows them?
So until you go to court, who will determine that the video is the video that you are videoing somebody is reasonable or not? It is not clear. It's so vague. So the judge will decide whether you are invading the person's privacy or not, even though you are videoing. It's in the public space. You can video the person in the public space without the person's permission. But the judge will determine whether you are invading privacy by videoing or not.
Okay.
And it's something like that. So if there's a beef and each side, like the fans from each side, they are doing something that we know that it can escalate, the government will decide that, okay, the way things are going, I don't think it will go well. So you can call the principal who involved, the main people, and warn them or tell them that, hey, go and tell your people or stop doing this. So that, because if you don't, it may escalate to something that we are not ready for. It will go against the national security issue. It can go against even the police issue and all those things. So for me, I think yes, government can come in, but it should be reasonable. That's the main thing, and the reasonability of it or whatever, it shouldn't just be that one day someone will just wake up and say, okay, the thing that you are doing, I think it will disturb public peace, so shut it down. They do it to people who even demonstrate. That's why I'm saying it should be reasonable is the key thing here. Because sometimes the police will go for an injunction and say that what the demonstration that you're about to do will disturb public peace. Then they will shut it just like that. So if you give room for some of these things, people in charge sometimes abuse it. But I agree, if we can all see that no, the way these things are going, we have to take care of it. I think that there should be that room for the government to intervene.
All right, we are still warming up to close the show for today. Roland, take over. Vybz Kartel, Mavado, government intervention in the beef industry.
Government intervention there, it is mostly rampant where the system is porous and not properly structured, and where like the law is very vague in certain conversation. That is when there is mostly government interventions. Even elsewhere where they have most of their things structured, the worst that can happen is somebody losing their lives. Even that size of when it happens, you don't see strict government interventions.
Okay.
You understand? You don't see strict government. A typical example is that of Tupac. The government intervention that will come will be the apprehension of somebody that we suspect is involved, and that's it.
Okay.
But government intervention will not say, okay, you need to pack a free horse, so we are shutting music down. You understand? But in spaces where most of the things are done informal way, they are informal, like their modus operandi are always informal, and the law concerning those activities are very vague. The government intervention is very high, where a government authority can just wake up at the wrong side of his bed and say, you are causing fear and panic. Whether what you did, you are the victim or not, they don't care, provided you are part of whatever the conversation is. you are part of the culprit. Meanwhile, maybe at that time you were the victim. You were the one being attacked. But Rebecca say, hey, they say you people have beef. So even if you are the victim and they are coming to arrest, they will arrest the two of you.
Yeah.
2019 VGME. Two people step on stage, disturbing public peace. Two of them were arrested. Whether who was the victim, who was the one, it did not ascertain. Munyina Dukadaya. Why? Because the two of you, it is known that you have beef. That is how it is. So from that side there, it will happen. Your questions were Yapahu. Have we passed that side?
Yeah.
Are we likely to get there? Yampahu.
Yampahu yet. You bet me a draw.
Oh yes, we can.
I see.
What Shatta Wale, Showboy, Shatta Wale, Sammy, Shatta Wale, whoever is the least of it. In fact, there will be a next generation that their ego will be more than what Shatta Dems are exhibiting.
Family or Goody Brown.
Peter,
Peter, they know you.
Okay.
You see, it is, and I am saying this. I am saying this because the informal way of us doing things don't seem to be going out of the system soon. And the laws covering these conversations too have still not been amended. They are still as vague as it is. Shatta Wale, we are still using 1956 law in 2025.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, their happenings are different. The operations are different. So when something like that happens, if in 1952, the law says the moment there is a disturbance of public peace, everything should shut down, they will use it in 2025. Forgetting that should we shut everything down at this time, the effect would be more than what would have happened during that time the law was made. So in that aspect, it is likely to happen if we roll like that. If we roll like that in 10 years, in 20 years, if care is not taken, we might get to a point where Vybz, Kartel and Movado were invited by government officials like 4 or 5 times. They were in a meeting, in and out. Shatta and Showboy have gone in meetings like 2 or 3 times already. Shatta and Sammy have gone into meetings 2 or 3 times already. That is how the informal sector runs. The government intervention is always, okay, one person just stand up. They say you are disturbed. This boy, why is he trying? He's angry. Somebody has that. Bring him. You are disturbing public peace. Even when the pastor says he will die, they did not see the fear and panic. But when he did his, they said he's disturbing public peace, and he was picked up. That is how it is.
Long John, close the show for us. Our time is up.
We are closing in the name of God the Father.
Amen.
Okay, so let me just say this. From your question, I want to be honest. I can't see Ghana getting there.
Sir,
it will never happen in Ghana.
That will do it and government say, hey.
That 2 fans will clash because of 2 artists. Political parties can't see their fans. Music. I'm telling you.
Parties have been doing it.
Let me explain. NDC ABP. Are they ready to go see?
To what extent? So
that's why
yes, it's not as if it's
not like
to what extent.
That's serious.
You see, but it will not be a national topic because the people that are supposed to make it a national topic, they are the ones involved.
Let me explain.
By a case, a national topic.
Okay,
allow him to finish.
Let me finish. I'm coming. let me explain this. I listen to what I'm saying. What happened in Jamaica can never happen in Ghana for one reason.
Okay, riches.
You see the citizens we have here. If there's nothing involved. If that is why when you go to the police station and you are making certain this maybe there's a threat to your life, they tell you that massa omo will be na omo nyo show them because they know the citizens. No, I don't know if you're getting me. Like, but if it no, yes, somebody can insult you like you see that this thing the person is swearing heaven and they'll come and do something in your house. Then you go and make a report. The police will tell you, Massa, men be hire you have far report to Isa and go siaga. What are they telling you? Go home. It's not it's not because of that, but he is aware of the people around our environment. And I'm sure if the environment changes, the security system will also change. It adjusts I believe our structure adjusts to whatever system we get into. That is why I'm saying we can never get there. 2, there are certain people in this country, when they call you, and then you don't want to listen. They are not gonna be. There's no way a president will come and stand and say, "You quit music." How can you even quit music? You can't. You have no authority. What power bear no. I'm sure the Jamaican president said it out of illiteracy. Hey, yes, I'm being honest. Yes, if he really knew if he really knew what he was saying, he wouldn't say he will make them stop music. How can you stop? Like, how will he do it? Let's be honest. Yeah. Because someone who was in jail, Vybz Kartel was in jail, still releasing music. Yeah. How can you stop music? At that time, he had no restriction.
There was no restriction. Because when you are in jail, they can put you in isolation.
Okay, I'm coming. Hold on. How can he stop the music? As the way he said it, how can he stop it?
Like, he can stop concerts. If concert,
but you can't stop music.
No.
What causes the beef is the music.
But if concerts are stopped, those who are involved.
That is what I'm saying. You see,
I get what you mean.
Yes.
No, but you know what Long John's mind is. Long John's mind is okay. You are saying we shouldn't do it. I go hide in my room, record something, put it on audio mark.
At all.
That is what he is.
And on the social media,
that is not all.
That's not what.
No, that's not.
That is not all.
That's not beef. That's not what.
Hold on. If it is not even a concert, if it's a concert, then there are social media platform. Or better perform on the kitchen.
So what you put online. If it is like that, you can be chased. These are all part of the measures.
Yes, I'm coming. That's what I'm saying. This is online stuff. Because you see over there, there are measures and stuff like what's the name? No, I mean social media. You see, before you sign up, they have certain laws and this thing. What's the name?
Terms
and conditions. Yeah. So because of the terms and conditions, certain things cannot be done. So that's what I'm saying. No matter what the president said, he's not right.
No, wait.
So saying he will make explain to me.
Certain things cannot be done on the app. But elsewhere we can say, don't do this, don't do that, according to this jurisdiction.
Okay, I'm coming. What did the president
say? Within that, he said he will shut them down.
It's just like celebrities not advertising alcohol.
Good.
And it's not universal.
How did it become a law?
In Ghana.
Yes. It went to a judicial system. Yes. You can't just wake up and say, I'll shut you down and shut you down. Why are we? Uncle. No president can come out and say, he has to go through why are you fighting for amendment of law? Because the president security.
A threat to national security is a president.
We are not a military rule. Listen.
You said you are not in military.
Yes.
We are here. When there was a national crisis of by COVID, and the president stood up and said Accra and Kumasi, Ashanti region and Greater Accra region should go on lockdown.
You see, hold on, I'm coming. There's a fight at the northern part of Ghana, and the interior minister has given a directive that they should sleep at what time? 6 p.m.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Now, if you are caught around that time, I don't think you'll be shot on sight.
No, that should be.
Why are you doing But if it is military rule, hold on. If it is military rule, you can be shot on sight, and there will be no problem. Good. That is why I am still stating, so long as it's democratic rule that works at. That's what I'm saying. Ghana, we can't get there. First of all, how can you stop the concert? Shatta Wale has opened the eyes too much. So you can't say you can't say you are. Listen. First of all, the citizens themselves are scared of these kind of things. Look, somebody will ginger you to go and beef. Friend can phone you. That is the first Ghanaian people you are dealing with. Fanfuli me hard. For Ghanaians fanfuli, I am very high. You can have a guy who is even muscular. Tell Charlie, Kokun and talk about the framing. You will call him in phone day off. Oh, Matomanu, they fear fight. Killer they run. You see, so first of all, even the kind of people we are, we can't contain that Jamaican environment.
Sure.
So we can never get to that point. Look at how many times have violence erupted in our midst as Ghanaians? How far do they go? The moment the security agencies come, what happens? There's Kati. Look at the Kotoko and this not to remind anybody of their yes. So, no, not the Pole. Yes, not to remind anybody of their beloved loss. But the truth is, you see that encounter. How long did it stand? To security service got in. That's what I'm saying. Ghana can't get there because the people involved, the fans themselves, from fooling ground. So the fans who went to Shatta Wale and Showboy to that beam clash, they didn't go for it. They also went for their own thing. They have their own agenda. And yet to go and find themselves. Some want to be seen on TV. So you don't know, Ghanaians so far. You don't have. That is why Ghanaians, anywhere they go, they cause trouble. You know why? That I'm smarter than you is killing them.
Okay. Well, so in fact, it will be good that we don't even get there. Nobody is even calling us to get there. But what we are saying is that sometimes things can escalate beyond what you can imagine. In Cape Coast, underground artists, in the name of beef. Do you know one guy was knifed and he died?
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard about that story. In Cape Coast, underground artist too. Not to Shatta Wale or Showboy level. Underground artist because of beef. Someone was knifed and he died.
True.
You understand? So I think that this should just be a caution to everybody. They say the warning to the dead
is of the dead is a warning to the living. The living,
thank you, God. Now, if it has happened to someone and we are here, we also have to tell ourselves, okay, then we need to control ourselves well. Because maybe when we get there, because even in Jamaica, listening to Vybz Kartel, it's obvious that a brasa identify, you know, they all stood up.
Of course.
Hey, Charlie, you see, you're careful, I better shut here down. They all stood up and they stopped. So this should just be a caution to us, and that will be all. Monday evening, Showbiz Daily. I know we are still here. Better late than never. My name is Sammy Flex. I did this with Roland Amate, in Team Dodo Solomon Chemo, and Long John the Blogger. To my producers, Theophilus Digostam Tuga. Keep working hard. Let's rock again some other time. Let's read your comments on any of these topics. Tomorrow, we'll be here, same time, to do it again. My name is Sammy Flex. We out of here. Bye-bye.
Everybody check now. Check it. Fact check it. Fact check it. Check it. The beat is real. Don't wait, make it kill ya. Get your green select glucometer and check it. Sugar level, check it. Fact check it, check it. Fact check it, fact check it, check it. Green select glucometer. Fact check it. Put sugar level, fact check it. Fact check it. Fact check it. Green select glucometer. Everybody check now.
This advert has been vetted and approved by the FDA.